Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to my channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Raydium. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. Now, jumping into the daily chart, we have seen a very nice uptrend from the bottom in September. So from roughly $1.35, we went up 165%. And this is a really good breakout, really powerful, lots of volume coming in. And as you can see, we broke above this major resistance trend line that held us down all the way back in March 2024 and in July 2024. So these two peaks are sitting at $2.70. There was a few wicks above that, but there was lots of selling pressure coming into play in those areas above $2.70, but the candle closures were at exactly $2.70. And each time we saw a retracement into this support block below us between $1.50 to $1.38. So every single time we came back down and we had a retracement to the upside, right? We came back up over here in May 2024, then we retraced again, and we came back up in July 2024, then we had another retracement in August into the end of August, and then once again a retracement back down here into September, and this time around we came back down. So what would be the bullish continuation for such a structure? We definitely do want to see a comeback to this support trend line. Well, now it is a support trend line, so we want to come back down and retest $2.70. That would be a very, very bullish thing for Raydium to do, because we will flip this previous resistance into a support, and that will be our confirmation. Now, if we start losing $2.70 and then we start retracing back up and we start hitting $2.70 as our resistance once again, that could lead to another retracement back down to this area. Okay, and that's something very important for us to understand, but we do have hope that this will not lead to such an outcome because of the powerful breakout that we had. Now, we're going to take a look at the daily RSI just for a quick second. We're already in the overbought. Now, hopefully it's no secret, but you should not be buying altcoins after such a powerful move to the upside. You should always try to buy at these local retracements, at these local bottoms. So for example, if you did not buy Raydium at $1.50, I do not personally recommend getting in at $3.25 or 30 cents. You want to wait for a retracement. Like I said, $2.70 is going to be a really good area to pick up some tokens. If we dip even lower than that, by all means, get more Raydium. Now, let's take a look at a potential target based on a Fibonacci retracement here. So we're going to set up a fib from the bottom that we printed in April 2024 all the way up to this top in March 2024. We're going to use the wicks for this fib on the daily, and you can see our 1.272, so our minimal target to the upside is going to be $4.40 from where we are at the moment, which is $3.20. That would be an increase of approximately 33%. Not much, I know. Now, personally, I do hold Raydium, and I believe my average is somewhere around $4, and I got in around 2 years ago, maybe 2.5 years ago. So I did not buy in at these bear market bottom prices, unfortunately, below 15 cents, even though I wish I had bought, or I should say below 20 cents, because our bear market bottom was around 16 cents. So anything below 20 cents was a really good entry. And right now, you do have another opportunity to get into Raydium, although the market cap is going to be much higher. And before we continue with the video, I want to give a quick shout out to my Patreon. If you're interested in getting more exclusive content, you want to support me as a creator, and you like what you're seeing here on YouTube and you want more, feel free to check out the Patreon. That's definitely a place for you. There's a 7-day free trial, which means you can get access to all of my content since the inception of the page. So that means you get podcasts, low cap gems, technical analysis, project reviews, and a whole bunch of other stuff. We try to do posts there on a daily basis. We cover airdrops and a lot of stuff that we don't really cover on YouTube because we don't have as much time. And of course, because patrons get more stuff and more content. And if you're interested in that, the link is down below in the description. Thank you all. Let's continue on with the video. I want to jump into the CoinMarketCap page first of all and show you the current market cap at $871 million. Now the fully diluted market cap for Raydium is 1.8 billion. The total value locked is 1.4 billion. So we want to compare the TVL and the current market cap. This shows that the project is undervalued as there is a lot more money locked in the project than the project is actually worth. So this means it is undervalued, which means it will attract more investors because of this discrepancy. So the current total supply is 555 million Raydium tokens, and we're sitting at about a half of that in circulation. Another thing to take a look at, we don't have any vesting currently because all of that has been completed. And if we switch over to the DeFi Llama protocol, we can take a look at the unlocks here. So the unlocks have been completed for Raydium. That means anything that was locked has been unlocked, and the remaining tokens will be acquired through liquidity mining, and that will take approximately 40 years. So that means there won't be a lot of token dilution moving forward, and of course that's a really good thing. Taking a look at the general information, so let's see, 24-hour Raydium volume is $242 million. That is really, really good. Now we have $120 million staked. That's approximately 14% of the market cap. And that's a decent amount, but of course, if it was something around 40%, 50%, that would have been much better. But still, these are really good stats. Really, really good stats. And I believe that's everything. Oh, down below here, you can take a look at the competitors. So Orca is something that is getting a lot of volume, in my opinion, due to the pump of Nosana. It seems like these started pumping at the same time. So I believe Nosana is driving a lot of volume onto Raydium and Orca. If we take a look at the coin perspective here, just real quick, I want to show you the potential that Raydium has. If Raydium were to print a new all-time high at $20, this means we're going to see an upside of 509%, which is slightly more than a 6x. And in my opinion, this is possible. Solana is the biggest chain right now in the world. And by the looks of things, Raydium is on its way to break the all-time high, because if we're going to take a look at the weekly chart and see that it's a very bullish chart. So let's say we were to get to $25. That would put us at a $6.6 billion market cap. Some people might argue a $10 billion market cap is possible. If we go to a $40 price mark, that would bring us up to $10.6 billion, and that is an 11x from the current price. So make sure you are conservative with your targets. I never suggest you go crazy with your expectations, because usually the coins are not going to meet your expectations. But if you are conservative, so in this case, conservative for me would be $20 to $25. And of course, that would also depend on the larger financial markets, the Fed and Bitcoin. If Bitcoin, for example, is sitting at $150,000 and Raydium still hasn't broken $20, that means it's not going to be very safe holding Raydium for much longer, because a massive correction could be on the horizon. So you should start taking profits ASAP. That's just a basic example of how you could use Bitcoin to identify whether it's soon or late to sell your altcoins. But let's jump into the weekly chart and let's take a look at what's going on. Now you can see we had a massive pump from the bottom in January 2023. We're sitting at 2,700% to the upside. If you were getting in during the bear market in 2023, congratulations. This is an amazing entry for you. We're going to remove this fib just for now. You can see we ran into the golden ratio back in March 2024, had a retracement back to the 0.5, and now we're breaking above the golden ratio. You can also identify this green resistance block that's based on these previous touches from 2021 and 2022. It's only natural that we're having some resistance in this area as there's lots of confluence with the golden ratio and these 2 points of contact. Once we're able to break above this and get to the 786 at $6, I do think we could have a nice retracement back down to this block, and we can start testing it as support. We can create a whole new support level in this range, and from there we could start moving to the upside. But as long as we take out the 0.618 and we start holding it as support, that for me would indicate that we are en route to retrace, keyword retrace, back to the all-time high. So after we break above the all-time high, then we can start looking at some targets to the upside. But to be conservative for now, we have to hold the 0.618. Then we can actually expect a retracement to $16.70. From there, we'll see how far this project can go. Again, if we take a look at the 1.272, it's sitting at $62, which in my opinion is going to be a little bit far-fetched. Again, we don't know what's going to happen, but just because the fib gives you a few specific targets here does not mean that that is something that is achievable. You have to look at the on-chain metrics and you have to apply logic to your charts. That should be it. Let's quickly take a look at the oscillators and let's see what's going on here. Do we have any divergences at the moment? It doesn't look like we do. No, we don't even have a divergence over here. We had one over here back at the start of the year, but that already played out with a correction. So nothing to worry about. Let's take a look at the MACD. We're having another bullish cross. Seems like it's pretty much the same scenario that we saw back in June 2022. So hopefully this breakout will be as big as the one in June 2022. That actually we didn't have a breakout. Let's just compare this bullish cross on the MACD with a price action chart. So this is June. We had a small breakout over here, and then there was a divergence because we kept retracing actually into January of next year. So you can see how the MACD only had its bearish cross. We didn't even get a bearish cross, to be honest. This is very weird. And again, this is why you don't trade based on one oscillator, because there could be a divergence with the price action and you can get essentially a false alert. So that's why you have to combine it with a few other oscillators, with the overall altcoin market and with what Bitcoin is doing. So the MACD didn't cross here into a bearish cross, essentially. And then we had an EMA squeeze over here in October 2023, which is when the stochastic was down here and the RSI was down here. So this was a very, very good entry point. And throughout 2023, it was a really good entry point up until October. So at the moment, we are moving into the overbought on the stochastic and the relative strength index. So I would say ease off on purchasing Raydium at the moment. Wait for a retracement. You can target the 20 EMA on the weekly chart, and you can target the other support levels I gave you already on the daily chart. Let me know what are your thoughts on Raydium. Have you entered into Raydium during the bear market or just recently? And what are your expectations for the bull market? Thank you all for watching. Stay safe and goodbye.